Coach, after that loss against Chico and Saturday, the win, it had to feel good. I know you wanted a sweep, but it had to feel good at least to get a split before going back out on the road.
Yeah, I like the way our team recovered Saturday night against Cal State Stanislaus. We had a lot of resolve. We had a huge meeting on Friday after the Chico State loss, and we watched video. We watched more video until we broke it down to the point of where we exposed a lot of our weaknesses. Cal State Chico did a great job coming in here and exposing our weaknesses. They played to their strengths. They played winning basketball, and so hats off to them and Coach Klink on coming into Lumberjack Arena and snapping our win streak and doing a great job. So we learned from them, and we worked on our weaknesses and came back the next night, and I thought performed extremely well for 30 of the 40 minutes.
As you know, injuries are a part of the game. How do you overcome, or do you overcome, those injuries? When you have injuries to one player, two player, key players, the key player, how do you guys, go on when that happens?
Now we have injuries. Obviously we lost Calvin Young early in the year, and we recovered from that. And we have quite a few players right now banged up. Some playing with what could be season-ending injuries, but they're just playing through it. And the toughness factor is impressive what they're accomplishing so far. We've got a long way to go. We're just over the halfway point as far as our complete schedule. It's going to be a marathon. We got to stay on our feet and grind through it. And if we drop 1, 2, 3, go with 4 guys, we need to step up, just like we did when we lost Calvin. And I'm sure other teams in the conference have the same problem we do. But no excuses. We just have to grind on.
Do you have guys on this team that can stand up and kind of fill roles of other players?
Yeah, I was extremely pleased with Colin Kaslick and Will Taylor's performance, especially last Saturday night. Will was the answer inside. We weren't getting it done with Rocky or Tom guarding their post players. We called on Will to come in as an undersized post player. He was strong, tough, competed every possession in the post, and I really believe that was the difference in the game. We stopped the flood inside. We were bleeding in there, and he stopped the bleeding and really gave us a backbone. We were able to play the right way, some winning basketball from there on.
On the road this week, next week, and first opponent with was it Dominguez, right? Dominguez 7-8 and 1-6. So on paper, look like a win. But what do you know about them? What makes them a difficult matchup?
Well, last time we went to Cal State Dominguez Hills last year, we lost, and they were at the bottom of the conference. We were on a 19 out of 23 roll at the end of the year. We were on a winning streak, and they snapped our winning streak. So every team in the conference is very dangerous. That's the way it's been the last 5-10 years. Nothing's changed, despite their record, despite what they've done recently. They're a very good basketball team. They're dangerous. They have guard play that's excellent. They have got an interior player who's going to be a very difficult matchup for us. And it's just a matter of getting down there on our travel safely and preparing correctly here in the next couple of days of practice and showing up for those 2.5 hours Friday night against Cal State Dominguez Hills, and then we'll look at Cal State LA the next morning.
With Dominguez, no matter if it was the East Gym, Lumberjack Arena, Cal State East Bay, Southern California, you guys have had some memorable, maybe not so memorable outcomes. Just kind of talk about just the battles you guys have had over the years.
Yeah, over the years, Cal State Dominguez Hills, the year 2010-11, we were at the top of the standing, the both of us, and we won the conference outright that year, and then they won the tournament, and then we both went on to the NCAAs, and it has been a great rival, and it's kind of another rivalry. We consider Chico State a rival, obviously Cal State San Bernardino, Pomoa ourselves, and if you look at the history, Cal State Dominguez Hills pops up. We've broken some of their streaks, we've shared titles, they've got us rolling at times, and there was a streak about 3 years where we hadn't won a game 4 or 5 games in a row, and when we had beaten Cal State Dominguez Hills, we went on a run, and so there's a little bit of history with Cal State Dominguez Hills.
Okay, I'll ask you some Coach Hoshida questions now. from a
As long as I
home
can be a
office.
Oshida hero sometime in the future, then I'll answer the question.
We'll work on that. What does Tyrus bring to this Jacks team?
Tyrus is he's a weapon, and he's a young one. Our freshmen are spectacular. Our future looks very bright. He is one of the potent players that we have on this basketball team, and will be that way for the next 4 years. A left-handed guard who can break you down, and he can scorch you. He's a sniper. I think we've started the new nickname. He's Tyrus Rattler, the Rattlesnake.
The Rattlesnake.
Coach, Tom Witzel, how do you get Tom going? He's been struggling on both ends of the court. Obviously, he's a huge asset being a senior, and he can really fill things up when he gets it going. He's been a little off. How do you guys try to get Tom going?
Well, just be patient with him as a coaching staff, and his teammates need to be patient with him too. And defensively, I think is how we get him started. He's going to have a tough assignment Friday night and again Saturday night. And if he can get stops and play the right way defensively in the paint, and then hustle down the court and get himself started inside, make a layup, make a post move, and then get a couple of buckets that way, then he'll step out and he'll get it going. And it's just a matter of time. There's hitting slumps in baseball, and there's the same thing in basketball. Shooters have their slumps, and obviously he's gone through that. I truly believe, heart of hearts, he'll be fine, and things will come together here. Probably needs to get out on the road. Cal State Dominguez Hills might be the place.
Coach, clearly against Chico, you guys gave up a lot of size in the post, and it's probably going to be that way a lot of times. Not a lot of guys have 6'10s, but you guys, as far as dominating the height on the program, that's not going to happen. How do you guys defend and get things done in the paint on both ends of the court when clearly there's a height disadvantage?
We've been successful before, sometimes full fronting, sometimes rooting off the post, sometimes three-quarter high, sometimes three-quarter low. There's a variety of ways to play. There's also the catch and double team technique that we've used in the past. And I think game by game, player by player, matchup by matchup is the way to attack that problem, that issue that we have as far as being undersized in the post area and not real deep in our bench.
Coach, you guys continue to spot teams 10, 11, 12, 13 points to start games out at Lumberjack Arena. What can you put your thumb on why the Lumberjacks are slow to start?
We do that to make it interesting for our fans. We feel like they need to get their money's worth. So it's a measure of entertainment for us, JB.
Thank you. It makes my job easier.
We certainly don't want to start off that way. It's an issue that I don't know if it's a statistical thing, if our sports information Andrew could figure that out, or if Channel 3 could figure that out, but we're not sure. And I don't think the answer is changing our starting lineup. I think those young men have proven themselves. It's just a matter of coming out, getting our mindset the right way. Maybe I need to have a different pregame speech. We'll take a look at everything.
Speaking of that, do you hope to get Doc Stahl back next year for the pre-Chico speech? I mean, that's a little tongue-in-cheek, but a little bit of truth in that question.
There's a lot of truth to that. Every time Doc Stoll has addressed our basketball team, we've won. And he's got an undefeated record that way, and he'll be back in town later this month, and we look forward to that.
You're at Dominguez Hills, kind of one of these oddities in this new schedule. Team you're only going to see at least once in the regular season, and that's Friday. Does that change anything? Are you at a disadvantage, or they? I don't know, just your thoughts on the one and done with Dominguez.
Yeah, it's new. It's interesting. If you beat them, you have a 1-0 record against them, and then you look at tie-breaking criteria, and if they're at the top 3 or 4 at the end of the year, that becomes a significant win. Same thing for Cal Poly Pomona a week from this Saturday. We only played them one game this year. Obviously, they'll be somewhere at the top of the conference standings, I would imagine. And if we do pull off a victory, a road victory, you earn so many points in the value of beating a team once. You're 1-0 against them. A lot of teams will split 1-1, and beating a team 1-0 puts you ahead of any kind of tie-breaking situation down the stretch.
Does it help you Saturday night being LA, the fact that you usually don't scout, or as a team you don't scout the Saturday night games or install that, as you have seen them already?
Yeah, that's a great point. I think we've played each other. We're familiar with each other's rosters. It wasn't that long ago. And when we do play them again, it'll be a quick scout, a quick refresh for our team. I'm sure they've put in new sets. I'm sure we have too. And there'll be that measure of new scouting information. But other than that, we'll be comfortable going on the road and playing against them. But it's a two-headed coin there. They'll be the same way against us.
Final question, Coach. Colin, Will, Justin Everett, Jack Cobb, how important of a role can those guys play for you, and how important is it for them to continue to shine off the bench and give this team a boost heading down the stretch?
Just mentioned 2 sophomores and 2 freshmen. You can add to the mix Tyrus and McKeel. There's 2 more freshmen. You can add to the kid that we've already signed, Tyler from over at Reading, to the mix, and you can put Calvin in that conversation as well, and we can look towards the future and